So I don't know about you guys, but I'm always looking to save money on games and try to budget more when it comes to collecting. So recently I've been looking into other alternatives to try out different games that I like without breaking the bank. So I actually have a subscription to Apple Arcade, and I've been looking into what kind of games they have available on there. I have found a few games on Apple Arcade that are perfect for those who want to get into gaming but are not sure where to start, and also to be able to save some money. So let's get started. But first, my name is Delaney. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome, and welcome back return viewers. Yeah, if you want to see more gaming related content, mostly Nintendo Switch, but also other types of games, like and subscribe. I'm glad to have you guys here in my little corner of the internet. So yeah, let's officially get started. Okay, so if you don't know what Apple Arcade is, the Apple Arcade is available through the App Store. Usually if you have an Apple product such as an iPad, a cell phone, a MacBook, any of those things, you are able to access Apple Arcade. So yeah, Apple Arcade is actually a really nice subscription service where you pay $4.99 a month usually, or they also have a yearly subscription, and also family sharing, which is what I'm on. So there's a family sharing plan. You get Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and all of the other, I think there's some other things that go into the family sharing, but just to save money, you get like a bundle with those things if you have a family you want to use Apple Arcade with. I think the subscription is actually really cheap for a gaming subscription, and when looking through some of the games that I found on there, I was actually like so surprised that there are games available that are on the Switch but you can play mobilely through Apple Arcade. So I usually play through my iPad, and also you can play your cell phone. I usually prefer to have a controller, so now you can connect your controller to your iPad or even to your iMac. Actually, I play on there as well. So yeah, I think that's so cool that they recently have it operational, so you can use your Switch controller, PlayStation controller, and even your Xbox controller. So that's pretty neat. Yes, that's what Apple Arcade is. So first on the list is called Wylde Flowers, and Wylde Flowers actually came out for Switch recently, like at the end of last year, and it actually started out on Apple Arcade, and it also won an award for best game on Apple Arcade. So Wylde Flowers is about this woman named Tara who moves to a small town to help out her grandmother, who is not getting around as much, and basically she learns the secret about her grandmother of the witchy variety, where her grandmother's a part of a witch coven, and she basically is learning these new spells. I think Wylde Flowers is such a cool, unique take on the farming sim. You get to go in between farming and also learning these different spells. You can turn into a cat, which is adorable, and then there's also these different people, cast of characters that you meet in the town that you get to learn more about. I also love in farming sims when you're able to date characters, and that is also something that you can do. It also is fully voice acted, which I am so surprised by. I honestly, from seeing Wylde Flowers on the Switch, I was not sure if I wanted to play it because I wasn't really a fan of the artwork. After playing through a little bit and like hearing the voice acting and everything, it really brings you into the story and makes you want to play more and get to know more of the characters. So I'm not really far into the game, but I have really been liking it so far, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. The next on the list, so Gris, I'm not sure if I'm saying either one right. Gris is a puzzle adventure game and so visually beautiful. Gris is about this girl who's basically traveling through these different environments to get the colors back into her world and solve these different puzzles using your dress, which can magically transform into different types of powers, I guess I would say, for you to be able to navigate these different puzzles. I really love Gris because it is one of those games that is so visually stunning, but it's all able to tell the story without any words, and the music is just so amazing. I think that the music really helps to carry it along as well. There are just times when you are playing the game and I'm in such awe from seeing how much work and detail has been put into the game when it comes to like the watercolor art, and yeah, I just really adore it, and it definitely if you are going through type of depression or grief, it is one of those games that makes you really hopeful. So Cozy Grove reminds me of similarly of how Animal Crossing is. So you are this scout who goes into this island, and basically it's like a haunted spooky island full of ghost bears. Actually is more cute than you think. So basically you this one is more built on doing daily tasks instead of you binge playing the game completely. So you get to interact with these different ghost bears and learn more about their stories, and also help them to recall memories and find different objects for them. So I say that essentially when I first played it, it is pretty much like fetch quest, which at first I wasn't a big fan of, but it is something that I feel like it works for certain types of people. I definitely think it's one of those games that just makes you slow down and take your time with it, as opposed to games where you just kind of want to quickly get through everything. So I do like that aspect of it, and that I just love the illustrations. I think it's so pretty, and the customizations are just really awesome. But also the ghost bear characters are so funny to interact with. So I definitely recommend it. I think it's something that you'll get more of your money's worth out of on Apple Arcade, mostly because you get it under the subscription. But yeah, something that is kind of neat. The next one on the list, and this was more nostalgic, so Cooking Mama. I have not played Cooking Mama since forever. Like I used to play it on Nintendo DS, and it was so awesome, and I always would burn everything, but no, but it was so awesome to play. And this one is it's no different to me, because I think using it on the touchscreen is so so addicting. So basically on Cooking Mama, you get to cook with Cooking Mama and make all these different types of dishes and go through these different steps, and it doesn't tell you what the dish is until you're done with it. But I really found it so enjoyable to play. It's so colorful, and it's just one of those, I would say it's one of those games you play in between a game that you want to pick up. But it is something that is really relaxing, and I just love, you know, the idea of like cooking these different dishes and doing these different tasks. It's really cute, and it kind of still like scratches that like Cooking Mama itch that I have when it comes to like playing those games. Like it's really cool. And the last game is called The Gardens Between. So The Gardens Between is about these two friends who are going through essentially their memories to solve these puzzles. So this game is so interesting to me because you're able to use this time traveling mechanic where it helps you to solve the puzzle. So all the puzzles are set up in this 3D area. You're using this mechanic of the 3D world, and then using the back and forth mechanic of rewinding and fast forwarding to get the two characters to the end of the level. And I love it. It's so complex but also clever, because there are times when it just takes a lot of making sure to have attention to detail, and it's something unique, something different that I've never expected from a puzzle game. And also love the story between the two characters that is also conveyed without saying any words. And I definitely recommend it because it's so awesome. It comes in about 3 hours long if you want to check it out. I hope you guys like this list of games that I found on Apple Arcade. And yeah, I think it's really cool that Apple has a subscription, and I hope that they continue to expand on this service, because even though I like to play handheld games, but I never really mobile gamed. I haven't mobile gamed in a really long time, but I think that it's cool that they're adding this aspect, and hopefully mobile games becomes like a bigger part of the gaming world, I want to say, community. So yeah, I hope you guys like these recommendations. Let me know in the comments what you think of this list, and how are you guys doing? I always like to ask, and I hope all of you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point in the video, have a wonderful day as always. Bye.